Shalom, Akim. All praise, glory, and honor be to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakodash. Double honors to our apostles of James Grim Stone and salutations to you, Akim, pushing this word with our sincerity and in our truth. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are the real Israelites, we are the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. Alright, and we're just gonna get right to it. So the topic of this video, man, is I don't really have a name for it yet, man, but it have to do with this the devil basically, which is the so-called white man. When you speak of the devil, a lot of people, you know, seeing this, big red man with on and them forehead and a three-teeth fork. If that's the devil you're looking for, you have already been deceived. But the devil that the scripture is speaking about, man, is the so-called white man. Yeah. I'm gonna play just a piece of this clip, and then I get the precept to bring out, to hit the point, and hopefully it is edifying to the hopeful elect. This is the man that we have to deal with, and these are the acts that he has been committing on the earth. A true devil for you. All right. So let's play this.
How do you like your skies, natural or man-made? And right now, we are making man-made clouds. And this, how do you like your skies, natural or man-made? And right now, how do you like your skies, natural or man-made? And right now, we are making man-made clouds. And this is trapping warmth in our atmosphere. The climate change that is produced by these jets, not all jets, mostly some non-commercial, but what happens to our skies is that we start to see the changes. The man-made clouds do trap the warmth, and they increase the humidity.
Yeah, I just want to pause it right there. There's a whole, she actually gave some, other interesting information. Things that we've been saying as prophets of the Lord, as prophet of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, we've been saying these things for years, man. But it also drive home the point and actually make it the prophecies and the words of the Most High and the Spirit of the Most High more perfect when one of their own actually come out and saying the same thing. Now we're speaking of chemtrails, man. This thing that you see spraying the skies. Chemtrails. We've been teaching about it, prophesying about it, and bringing out information about it for years. And one of the things that we always say is that because what they did, they use and manipulate the weather, spraying these chemtrails and in the sky, these chemicals in the sky. And as you hear, she said it trapped the warmth. So just like for example, even right now, in the news, you have it's a record. Let me see if I can find it. Pan Jason A. Let me take this off. Where am I? Hold on. So let me see if I can find it on Jason A. Just to show you. Jason A. Cheese. Alright, let me get to this.
One thing's clear.
Right, this is it.
So what I'm about to show everyone.
Extreme weather. Let me bring you up to date with a few extreme weather events across the world of the past few days. This was Vermont yesterday after what's been termed a 1 in 1,000 year extreme rainfall event. 3 times the normal monsoon rain has swollen rivers in parts of India. At the weekend, big impacts from record rainfall in Japan. And at the end of last week, Spain, Zaragoza, saw heavy rain and hail right through the streets.
Well, you're live with BBC News. Let's turn to another really important story today, because the beginning of July was the hottest week on record on this planet. Around the world, a series of extreme weather events have intensified.
We could see some records broken right here in the state of California. So what I'm about to show everyone, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, understand it, and even feel how hot this is. Look at this, Death Valley.
Perhaps the most alarming issue is not even on land. Sea temperatures off the coast of Florida are rising to abnormal levels, reaching 32 degrees, threatening to bleach vital coral reefs and endangering marine life.
Extreme heat is driving extreme rain in northern India, where unusually heavy monsoons have caused deadly flooding and landslides.
Yeah, ultimately, you know, the most in control, the most I do everything. But this wicked, the so-called white man, you know, he have a, you know, he's doing wickedly, man. Then, alright, for example, let me get what the scripture says, right? Because what the so-called white man is doing, they use these technologies, or these whatever they use, you know, to spray these chemicals and these things in the sky, which trap the warmth, and then when the place get hot and them say record breaking heat, you know, they blame it on the same boogeyman that they create, global warming. Now this is Isaiah 24 verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, right? And I think languish means pain, you know. I think let me see, Job to be weak, Job language, to be exhausted, to be or grow feeble. See, yeah, to be sick, by implication to be sick, to mourn. So even, you know, they based on how the earth is being treated, you know, the earth is being in a sad state, in a sad condition. And that's why the Most High gonna have to step in, because the earth, even the earth is in anguish and are languishing. The arty people of the earth do languish, which are these people that are running the earth. Alright? And the scripture rightfully said that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And because they are the one in rulership, man, this is the reason why the earth is in such agony and such destructive condition right now. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and as have broken the everlasting covenant. And when you read this in the NLT, you know, in other words, it says the earth suffers for the sin of its people. Then, for they have twisted God's instruction, violated his laws, because the Most High gave us laws and the natural order how to do things. You know, you don't try to rush things, you don't try to rush crops, you don't try to speed up the process of crop, you don't try to keep certain food in season that's supposed to be we call it beer in a specific season. I mean, you know, crops are seasonal crops, so Esau try to actually keep right through the year. You know, him twisted the very laws of the Most High, the land Sabbath, keeping the land Sabbath and all of that. You know, mixing genes, mixing plants with other plants, mixing fruit with other fruits, melon, pine, strawberry, orange, all of these things, man, these are actually we call things that are defiling the earth. Then cancer causing food, and the same chemical in which they spray it in the air by the use of these chemtrails. Let me see if we can play it. By the use of these chemtrails, let me see if we can find the part where she's listing the amount of chemicals in it and what it does to the earth.
With our ionosphere up here, we create experiments which they can see through these persistent jet contrails as they stay in the sky for long periods of time, and they can watch the experiments. The type of chemicals they are using are aluminum, barium, strontium, and these canisters are sent up on rockets, and what they do is they superheat the canisters to create experiments in our atmosphere. The experiments can give you colorful auroras, which they talk about as being wonderful. Many times people think that the auroras in Alaska and the ones we see are normal, but there's beginning to be more and more seen across the United States and elsewhere where aluminum, trimethyl aluminum experiments to make clouds are beginning to impact us. The reason I am concerned for agriculture is that none of these experiments have any public oversight nor agricultural oversight. Our drinking water is impacted because the chemicals are now beginning to show up in our drinking water. In California, the State Department of Health drinking water tests were examined between 1970 and this year, and we found unusual spiking in barium, aluminum, strontium, magnesium, calcium, manganese. And all of these spiked at the same time in various drinking water supplies across the state of California and also in Arizona. So what's happening with these atmospheric tests is that aluminum, as one example, gets into, with increased pollution and acid rain, gets into the root systems of our crop trees and our trees, and it looks like the trees are dying of drought. But they're not. What happens is that the root systems can no longer absorb the water and the nutrients needed to survive. Many of our forests in Redding, California and other areas are dying. The oak trees, the redwood trees, the Douglas fir across the United States, many areas. We believe that these trees are impacted because they cannot absorb enough water because aluminum is going into their root systems. Also, molds, mildew, and fungus from warmer temperatures produced by persistent jet contrails are also allowing pests and molds to proliferate, also impacting tree health.
Yeah, man, and yeah, so you see, and you have it right there. This man, the so-called white man Esau, cannot remain in rulership. He cannot remain, in that rulership seat. I mean, because this is the result, and that's the result, right? And this has been happening for years, man. So when you look at even the nutrients of your fruits and your vegetables, you're not going to get the same, because she also mentioned, which we've been saying for years, that these chemicals, when it fall onto the earth, and go into the soil, and it deplete the nutrients from out of the soil, or deplete the minerals from out of the soil. So your plants or your vegetables or your fruits won't have the same amount of nutrients, or it will decrease the nutrients and damage the nutrients in those fruits. So you're not getting the same. If you notice, man, you have to actually buy certain kind of vitamins. You have to actually buy certain kind of minerals and such we put in your body. See, because guess what? What we eating, we're not getting enough from it, which we should have been. We're not getting enough from it, man. And that is the reason why this man cannot remain in rulership. He have to be destroyed. He have to get killed. See? This is Revelation 11 verse 18. And the nations were angry, and the wrath is come. The Most High wrath is come. Right? And you're going to see, as you can see, why these are some of the reasons why the Most High are going to pour out him wrath. Because the wicked, have done great wickedness upon the earth, man. And the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Yeah? And this have to be, man. This needs to be done, and will be done. Yeah, because the so-called white man is doing far too much, on the earth, man. NLT, the nations were filled with wrath, but now the time of your wrath has come. It is time to judge the dead and reward your servants, the prophet. as well as your holy people, which is Israel. Alright? And all who fear your name, which are Israelites, are the elect. From the least to the greatest, it is time to destroy all who have caused destruction on the earth. See? And these men, the so-called white man, have caused destruction on the earth. See? This is Revelation 12:9, and the great dragon was cast out, right, which is Esau, right, that old serpent called the devil, right? He's called the devil for a very reason. And Satan, which deceived the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. See? Because this kingdom of the so-called white man, the devil, is gonna be destroyed. All right, and he said what he which deceived the whole world. One of the great deception that this man has cast over the whole world, or deceived the whole world with, is this climate change situation, this global warming bullshit. You know what I mean? That he have created the boogeyman, and then blame the boogeyman. Then that's what the so-called man did, because global warming is not fucking real. Zim, and you have a lot of people from your government to your regular regular citizen believing that crap, man. Zim, when they are the one who is creating and messing with the earth and messing with the atmosphere, messing with the climate. Zim, and you see why he have to be destroyed. Zim, this is one of the biggest lie that is being told in the earth right now, man. Global warming, and from I was a child, they've been spreading that and teaching that in the schools. See? But man, I hope this was edifying. I just wanted to highlight this video and make you hear from one of their own, right? What the so-called white man is doing in the earth. Shalom.